Hi everybody, Sherry here with another edition of Escape Reality eBooks, sharing a beautiful fall day with you. This is just perfect weather. These are the kind of days that we love. It's why fall is my favorite season. I would like to open by giving a big thank you to the New York Review for the wonderful write-up they did for Escape Reality on Monday. It was just a great write-up. I was so flattered. I was honored and flattered to be featured in there. I would also like to thank the London Book and Wine Club for featuring Domino, book one of the Sentient series, in their book club discussions. I'm so glad that this book resonated with you and that you are thinking and talking about bigger, deeper issues of life. I would like to expand a little bit on my author video, which I've also shared here on my YouTube channel, on the behind the scenes look of not just Domino, but the entire Sentient series. Now, in my other video, you can check it out here, I tell you about the personal circumstances that led to the writing of that series. But here I want to pull out a little bit and just give you some more broad strokes about kind of the larger meanings and themes behind it. The Sentient series was a pandemic project for me. It did start out with Domino as a standalone book, but it didn't take me long to realize there was more to that story and the consequences of Domino, which was a story about 4 scientists who came up with a program that could upload information from neural chips to preserve the consciousness of terminally ill people in a special system, so basically the living could keep interacting with them after their physical bodies died. Now, I don't want to give away too much of the plot because, of course, there were twists and turns. There was an incident. Somebody got desperate to prove the project was right, took drastic action, and so the dominoes fell. And then we moved 20 years forward in the next 3 books to show the fallout from that. What happened as a result of them basically trying to achieve immortality and cheat death, taking that peek behind the veil to find out what's on the other side of this life, what knowledge can they share, and how can our relationships with them continue on when their physical bodies are no longer here with us. Having written this during the COVID pandemic, I think mortality was an issue that was on a lot of our minds then. Just life, death, survival, what's the meaning of it all? I think that it's natural too, because you're going to come at points in your life where you do grapple with these issues. It's completely normal and natural to ask these questions, especially if you lose a loved one that's very close to you, or you have a health scare, a near-death experience, or somebody close to you has a near-death experience. Those close calls, they happen. And we tend to take life for granted until we realize how fragile it is. Now, I think that the real thing we're looking at here is the paradox between having an immortal soul and a mortal body. It's just confusing. And death is an uncomfortable subject. Not only that, but grief is complicated. It's complicated because it's a termination of an earthly existence and all those ties in this reality that you had. So, of course, we wonder. C.S. Lewis said we were not created to die. It's unnatural, and that's why it hurts us so bad when we have to deal with it. No matter what your belief system, it may give you some comfort, but it just doesn't answer the questions. We don't know. And God bless people who have made attempts to explain it, what's on the other side. I'm thinking Book of Ezekiel, Book of Enoch, Dante's Divine Comedy. They tried, but they were trying to put an indescribable reality into words, and it just can't be done. I'm sure that they had experiences. I'm certain that they had experiences that really resonated with them, but just didn't convert into words. And some things are like that. It's just too big. We live in a big universe, and all that we try to do to understand it, all the science, all the studying, we just don't understand death. We don't know what's on the other side of that veil. And of course we want to. It is the unsolvable mystery. We don't know. Now, of course, it's natural. We make attempts to try to peek on the other side of the veil to get the comfort of knowing, is there a larger reality beyond it? Well, in faith you can say yes. And frankly, being a Christian, of course I believe that. this universe is vast. And to say that existence is all that's on this plane, it's just too narrow, no matter how big it is. Of course, we have these infinite souls, and we are so connected with it all. Thinking of creating to a bigger whole on the other side of this can be a little bit overwhelming. But, like I said, these are just questions that we will never have the answer to. And of course, we'll try to use our technology to answer these questions. But in the end, it's just not going to happen. So what then? Are we stupid to ask these questions? I don't think so. I think it's completely normal. I think that you're going to have, it's natural to have an existential crisis every now and then and wonder, what's the meaning of life? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? That's completely normal and natural. And I think that it's all right to ask these questions. But you also need to come around to realizing that you might not find satisfactory answers, because life has what meaning you give it. And I think really what we need to do is learn to appreciate the magnificent gift that we have been given of life in this universe, and to do the best that we can in it. I think another thing that would be good for us to remember is we're humans being, not humans doing. We keep wondering, what should we be doing? And we ask questions about purpose. Can't we just enjoy life and be happy? Can't we do what resonates with us and connects us to the rest of this reality? I think maybe that's the whole point. Why not only we're here, but why we ask these questions. Perhaps the entire point is the next reality depends on how well we connect with and create in this reality. How much do we love? How much joy do we experience? How much do we connect? How do we resonate? What is our energy doing here? I talk about this a lot in my videos, and this is why I try to encourage you to be your best, do your best, keep trying, keep striving. Don't give up on yourself. Be your own hero. Check your butt and kick your can't. I talked about that in my last newsletter. Really just embrace life, embrace it in all of its abundance, and enjoy it. So pretty much, I think that this is a good thing to ponder this time of year. Halloween's coming, and I talked in my last video about how it's a fun season, but I'm not really a superstitious type, so of course I have fun with it. And liking the stories that I do, it's kind of fun, tinkering around again with those issues of mortality and mortality. What's on the other side of the veil, They're natural questions, and of course we're going to try to look. It's okay. Just enjoy your life, embrace it. And with that, I'm going to sign off today. So check out the links below to the website, to the Sentient series. And of course, one thing in closing that I would like to encourage you is, I'm telling you the themes that I have in my books. Once I hit that publish button, these books are yours. I want you to take them and incorporate them into your life and soul as they speak to you. So if you have a different take, if you've drawn something different out of the Sentient series or any other book that I've written, please drop a comment below on any social media platform. Let me know. I would be fascinated to hear it, because these are your stories. And once the reader has it, you're free to do what you want with it. So if you take something different from it, hooray. Let's broaden it out and give it more meaning. That thrills and excites me. It just makes me so happy. Feel free to share it with me, with others. And with that, I will say, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Until next time, everybody. Bye.